Hey, hey. Am I audible, guys? Okay. Let's wait for a couple of minutes here. Hey, welcome. I hope the comments are popping up on the screen this time. Let me see. Can you see that comment popping up somewhere on the screen? What is it, a test? They are? Okay, that's cool. Then we should be ready to go very soon. Okay, cool. Okay, today we have a very interesting topic. As the market is pumping, and at the same time, today we see a small retrace. Hey, hey, NFA strategy guide, welcome. Let's see who is in the chat today. In the meantime, on Wednesday, this Wednesday, we could see the next 10,000 move for Bitcoin. And I'm not even exaggerating. We've got major macro data dropping, and some setup that appears actually once every cycle that I want to show you on the charts shortly. And the market is about to pick up a direction very, very soon. So let me ask you first in the chat, are you guys bullish or bearish? What do you think in the short term? Like, we're talking here about 2 to 3 weeks or months in advance. What do you think? Are you bullish or bearish? Let's see what the majority think before I get into the deep talks and charts. They are great. Good to see that the comments are popping up. I personally think that we're going to see very, very interesting weeks ahead, even months, and no one actually can predict this perfectly. Whoever tells you they know the next move, that's not right. Nobody can tell you. And first, let's talk about the macro, because before we even get into the charts, you need to understand the macro. This Wednesday, let's open the events that are coming up on Wednesday. This Wednesday, we have major data related to the Federal Reserve. We are getting key signals around interest rate decision, especially on Wednesday. Core PPI, PPI data. We have FOMC meeting, economic projections, and all eyes would be on everything around the interest rates, inflation expectations, and liquidity. And you know that markets actually move on one simple thing, and that thing is liquidity. If the Fed, even if we don't get interest rate cut, which I think we're not gonna see in the short term, at least not in March, if the tone of Powell, let's say, is positive, risk assets like Bitcoin can fly actually to the 80s. If he is a little bit negative, and we feel uncertainty, then we're probably going to see a sharp pullback down to the 60s, which gives us something to look forward, and that's not going to be a normal week. This is a decision point for the entire market. And now I have two scenarios for you here. Let's see what people think in the comments. Hey, don't know, could run from a short squeeze, but will probably go lower before new all-time high. Definitely. I'm going to give you now two scenarios, and I'll obviously get your thoughts on both of them. And I think both are very valid, and we have strong arguments for us already having the bottom at 60K and us actually going lower to the 40s and 50s. Hey, thank you guys, welcome. Okay, the first scenario, let me open, that's the macro. This Wednesday, we'll see a lot of volatility and the market will pick up one direction. And before we go into that direction, let's see what we have over here. First, the bullish scenario. I'll start with the positive news. There is a real argument that Bitcoin already bottomed around 60K over here in that range, as you can see on the charts. We already dropped quite a bit, 50% from the all-time high back in October. And my argument here is that institutional money is aggressively stepping in. We see massive ETF inflows, big players like BlackRock, Fidelity, they are accumulating and they're not here. Like their clients are not here for short-term trades. They are positioning for the next multi-year move. They are thinking years ahead. So they're not here for the short-term trades. Every dip gets bought instantly. And if we zoom in on the chart, we would see that very clearly. Every opportunity, every drop is being bought massively. You can watch my live stream from yesterday. I explained that on the small time frame. And that's not retail behavior, that's controlled accumulation. And if you think about this, we are now in a global uncertainty, geopolitical tension. War is happening now for I don't know how many days, maybe 13 days or something like that. And it's not stopping. And Bitcoin is still holding very strong. It's actually pumping while all the other assets are uncertain. You see gold, you see silver, you see the S&P 500 and all other markets. They are dropping or being like a meme coin, trading like a meme coin. Whereas Bitcoin is holding very strong and actually moving to the upside. That's a sign of strength that we don't see very often, and we haven't seen that sign of strength in previous cycles. So in this scenario, we are already in the accumulation phase. As you can see over here, since January, we've been ranging between, if I zoom in, between 75 and 62K, that range now for 2 months. And smart money is really accumulating while retail investors like us are hoping to go lower or are thinking we're going to go lower, and we're still a little bit hesitant and cautious. So smart money is front running the next move. That's one. How strong, guys, do you think this case is? Let's see the comments. Do you think we've already bottomed at the 60K? What do you think? Let's see who else is here in the meantime. Sam, welcome. Fernando, he's on my Discord. I see some of my Discord members being here. Hey, Fernando, Avalanche, let's go. Solid one. Another comment, H-bar, Chainlink, XRP. Good ones. Good ones. Cool. I think people are mainly talking about certain projects. We're going to get to the altcoins shortly. I'm going to show you my portfolio. What are the main projects that I'm holding? I will talk about what I'll be adding in the short term as well. But let's first finish the two scenarios for Bitcoin, because what happens with Bitcoin will actually dictate where altcoins go. That's very clear. Bitcoin is the dominant indicator here. Wherever Bitcoin goes, it takes the altcoins with itself. Okay, now on the second scenario, why we gonna go lower? I personally think that the negative scenario, the bearish scenario, is a little bit stronger than the bullish scenario, which I just said that smart money is accumulating, front running, and we are holding pretty strong in this war. That's pretty much the case that I'm putting here for the bullish scenario. Now, if we go to the bearish scenario, I'll share something very interesting with you. A chart over here. I hope it's visible. You can see it clearly. If we follow historical cycle, there is usually another final drop before the actual bull run begins. And right now we see what has formed over here. That's something called a dead cross on the 3-day chart. That's the 3-day chart for Bitcoin. And we have that cross when the 50 simple moving average is crossing below the 200 moving average. Basically, the green line is going underneath the red line. The red is the 200, the green is the 50 simple moving average. And that is very rare. We don't see that very often. What you see here, we've seen it a couple of times in the previous cycles. We've seen that in 2015, we've seen that in 2018 as well, in both times. And what happened once we had this dead cross? We saw two bottoms forming up. One is a local bottom, which always appears a month after we have the initial drop from the all-time high. 1 month after that, we see the local bottom forming, and this is where we are going to head next. We saw this dead cross happening around 26th of February this year, so a month later is probably 10 days away from where we are right now. So in 10 days, I'm personally expecting to see quite a big local bottom taking us back to the 60s. You know, this is purely according to historical patterns, and I think we might see that because we had a very good pump recently. Some altcoins, we're going to talk about the altcoins shortly, and I'm going to show you which ones are very bullish right now, exploding. They had pretty good runs, 15-20%, some even more. So it's very likely that we see this local bottom forming up in around 10 days from now. Then after this bottom, we see some consolidation. In the previous years, 2015, 2018, we said double bottoms that you see over here. And in the last cycle, we had one bigger push to the downside. Again, double bottom, but that was a little bit deeper over here. On the previous ones, it was not as deep. Okay, so we see that that's one signal. So if history repeats, we are likely going to see us going one leg lower. In 30 days from the dead cross, which is 10 days away from now because it already happened back in February. And then we're going to see another bottom later on in the year, and I'll tell you when exactly now, based again on historical patterns. If we go to this chart now on TradingView, usually the final bottom happens a year away from the top. So that means if you look at the previous cycles, let's go back to 2018. What we had over here, the top occurred around November in 2017. Then 400 days after the top, we saw the bottom forming up over here around December time. Almost a year, a little bit more than a year from the top. Now, if we go to the cycle, the previous cycle in 2022, again, exactly the same pattern happened. We had the top around November 2021, and then 378, 400 days after that, we saw a major bottom forming up around October 2022. That's another year away. So if we follow this exact pattern, we're likely going to see the bottom forming up around October this year. Whether that's going to be September, October, or November, I can't tell you for sure, but it's going to be in Q4 around that time if we follow the historical patterns. Now, how can I reinforce this argument? Well, I can reinforce it by the fact that we are in a global war environment right now. And the markets don't react to the war immediately. Yeah, we can see some huge spikes in oil, in the dollar, because those are direct beneficiaries to what is happening right now. But in general, the markets don't react to the war immediately. They react with a little bit of delay. And right now, yes, Bitcoin looks very strong. It's holding levels, it's pushing up, but historically, the real impact of this war will show a couple of months later, which is further reinforcing the fact that we would see the bottom in a couple of months from now. And that's because war creates chain reactions in the economy. Supply chains get disrupted, energy prices spike. We're already seeing that. Governments increase spending, inflation pressure builds again, and all of that feeds directly into decisions made by the Federal Reserve, and they're directly impacting everything, all parts of the economy. And this is where we would likely probably call this a financial reset. And yes, we would see the bottom forming up at the same time, but in the long term, this is bullish because, as I said, this would be one financial reset. The economy will be devastated, and the USA has one exit from this, printing money to stabilize and save the economy. So, in the long term, that would be bullish for crypto. So, we are coming back to the bullish scenario eventually. Again, that's just a matter of time. And the point that I want to make to get across here is that the market doesn't reward certainty. It rewards positioning. You don't need to be 100% right, and actually no one can be 100% right because nobody can. It's very easy to analyze things once they have happened, but analyzing in the future is very difficult. We can only be speculating, and what I just did, having arguments on both sides and trying to outweigh and position ourselves based on that. So don't try to be 100% right. It's not possible. You just need to be prepared for both outcomes. You need to have a strategy and plan ahead in case of we see that. Are you ready to take this volatility? Are you ready to see your portfolio down if we go to the 50s and below that? Let me know. What do you think, guys? Are we going to hold the 60K? Are we going to go lower? What do you think? Let's see what people think in the chat. I personally think we're going to go lower first. We're going to go to the 50s. And for me, bottom zone is, I've marked it here in this color. Let's change the colors because everything seems to the same. We'll make it pinky. I've marked my bottom here, and my bottom is the previous cycle all-time high, as you can see over here. The previous cycle resistance is acting as my support right now. That's between 49K to, that's a pretty big zone over here. Let's zoom in. I'm expecting to see like what I call a bottom range is between 58K to 48K. Within that range, and I would maybe make it a little bit smaller over here so it's clearer. From 48 to 56, 55 is my bottom range. That's what I expect to see as a bottom in the upcoming months and overall across this year. Whether that's in October, the final bottom, as I said, in September, in December, I can't predict it for sure, but it's going to be potentially in Q4. That's where things are forming up based on historical patterns and the outcome of the war happening right now. Let's see what people think. Great content, to the moon. Thank you. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Let's go, big money. Let's go, big money. I like that. Billions are calling. I will start when I see Bitcoin at 55K. You start buying at 55K? I always recommend the dollar cost averaging strategy. Don't wait for a perfect target, or don't wait for exact timing. I recommend scaling in and scaling out. That's the best approach that I can recommend. What if Bitcoin never hits 55K? If we have already bottomed out, if the first scenario that I just explained plays out, you just be sidelined. For me personally, the 60K k zone from 65 to 55 is a perfect accumulation zone. That's my opinion. That's what I've been doing. If you guys are on my Discord, you can see all those buy alerts and sell alerts. If you want to join, you'll find the link under every video that I record. You can find the link. I see some members here from my Discord already. Fernando is one of them. He's very bullish on Avalanche and Say. And I'm going to talk about the altcoins shortly, as I said. I'll start when I see Bitcoin at 55. Hopefully we get Bitcoin at 55k. I'm selling a lot of altcoins now. Don't sell all your bags, really. I always recommend leaving some percentage in the so-called moon bag. Even if you want to sell, leave 30% in, 20% in, if you really are confident that we're gonna get lower, because we might never go lower. I see 50s. Hey, welcome, man from Bogota. What do I think about Pulse Chain? We talk about the altcoins shortly. I don't really know much about Pulse Chain. I'll have to check it together on CoinMarketCap shortly. So everyone and their moms are expecting Bitcoin to hit. Oh, I just explained. You can replay this video or watch it later. I talked about scenario 1, which is the bullish case that we've already bottomed at 60. And I said a couple of arguments, which I think are pretty strong. And we might go lower as well. I put some arguments out there. You can go and watch it and see what you think, really. I think we have very strong arguments for both sides, that we already have bottomed out and we already have some signals that we might go even lower. And the scenario that we might go even lower is based on pretty much historical patterns and also the war that is happening right now and the impact that we're gonna see in a couple of months. I explained, maybe you've missed that, but you can rewatch that wars, they don't have direct impact. We can't see the impact of the wars right now. They show up months later. And that's because we get chain reactions created in the economy. Supply chains get disrupted, energy prices go up, food production costs more, inflation pressure builds again, government is spending more. So there is a lot of reasons for us to see a lot of pressure in the upcoming months. How long have you been in crypto? You look young, but very experienced as well. Thank you. I accept that as a compliment. I don't know if that is. I'm not as young as I look, probably. I don't know. I've been for a couple of years now, probably 6. I started with Forex before that. I was into Forex. This is where I learned to read all the charts, keep up to date with the news. But I can tell you, crypto is more exciting than Forex. Crypto is more exciting than Forex, but Forex is also good. I mean, you can make money with these markets. They pretty much operate in a similar manner, in a similar way. Can Solana go to $55? Definitely it can. Definitely. But we'll talk about this shortly. Okay, well, let's talk about the altcoins. I can see, guys, you're very keen on different altcoins. I'll show you what I hold, some of the picks in my portfolio. Of course, I will not disclose all of them because sometimes I'm actually rotating. But I have my long-term back, which I'm going to share with you right now. If you want to see all the other picks, you can join Discord. As I said, I see some of the members here that are already on my Discord. Some people buy exactly what I buy. Others, for example, like Fernando, he's on my Discord. He's bullish on Avalanche, which I don't hold, but it's a very good project. Okay, let me show you now what I'm holding. Great content, to the moon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right, let me show you what I'm holding here. I can actually bring it to the screen. Okay, make that bigger. Okay, what I'm holding, we probably need CoinMarketCap here as well, or CoinGecko. We'll open that now. I've got it here. I'm holding mainly, I've positioned myself in layer ones as of now. We are in a bear market. It's very risky to actually run to low cap projects at this stage. We are not in this euphoria stage. We're not in the, you can accumulate, but don't put all your, life savings in small market cap projects. They're very risky at this stage. Solana, a pretty big bag that I hold is Solana and SUI. Solana, there is not much to say about Solana because it's already matured, not so matured, but it's been around for a couple of cycles here. It's the winner with retail investors, preferred chain for institutions. You know that Ethereum and Solana and are the two main chains, blockchains, and widely used. Ethereum is obviously since in the market since 2015, more mature than Solana, but at the same time very expensive and very slow. I'm not a fan of Ethereum, but as you can see here, I also have a small bag of Ethereum as well, just because it's a good one to hold. Ethereum and Bitcoin are my hedges against inflation, hedges like protecting my portfolio. Bitcoin and Ethereum, two of them. My portfolio, biggest portion is actually for Ethereum. I've not put the allocations here, but maybe on the next live stream I can show you the exact allocations, the percentage, maybe average buy prices as well. Would be probably good guidance for you. It's available on my Discord. If you join, you can see that. But for here, just a quick now, just to show you what I'm holding. Bitcoin, as I said, SUI, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Solid. There is not much to talk about those. SUI, I'm very bullish on SUI. I was probably one of the first people to talk about SUI ever. We bought it on Discord at 40 cents, 60 cents. We sold portion at $5 where it hit the all-time high. Just now, let's look at the chart. In fact, to see what the chart is looking like. Well, it's obviously down from the all-time high pretty badly, 80% down from the all-time high, which was at $5.35. Over here, this is where we managed to sell last year, not last year, the year before in 2024, around $5. And now we are at a very good accumulation stage. We are actually starting now from zero, and we're probably going to have even bigger run this time. Why? Because the take behind this project is insane. The team is working so hard. They just shipped a full virtual machine rewrite with faster execution, the next generation language, which is Move implementation. It has now ETF, two ETFs in fact, alongside with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. This says a lot about this project, and it's fairly new. It's on the market since 2024 and is already having the ETFs. They are doing now some incentive programs as well, but definitely the tech upgrades are happening very quickly, and ETF inclusions, these are your real signals over here. Very good project. I really recommend you having some SUI if you're still thinking what to buy, what not to buy. If you're looking for a layer one, that's a solid project in my opinion. I'm really very bullish on SUI. Apart from SUI, I also have SEI. That's a very undervalued project, unfortunately. And what is hurting SEI right now is the token unlocks. It has token unlocks, and when you have tokens that are being unlocked, this creates a lot of selling pressure. And this is what we actually see with Say right now. But it's super fast blockchain and it's built for trading and decentralized finance. It's just like a crypto trading highway that we've got. Instant transactions under 1 second, 200k plus transactions per second actually. It runs applications in parallel and faster trading than any other chain that you can think of. The daily users are hitting all-time high, currently at 2 million daily users. That's the all-time high. BlackRock interested in Say, buying Say. We see other institutions adopting Say, even Trump's family, partnerships with a lot of other companies, real world payments, and stablecoins being built on this project. The real risk here is basically the token unlocks, but strong technology, growing usage, it is all there. Okay, let's see what else is on my. These two, see and Say, definitely worth holding. Let's see the chat. What are you guys most bullish on? You probably hold some of the picks that I'm gonna get to on the list here. Sarah looks 23. I wish. I wish 23. I wish. True, but most likely scenario is usually the one that people least expect. I agree with this. I agree with this. I pretty much agree. That's why I recommended. Somebody earlier said that they're selling all their bags right now. I recommended not to do that because we might never see these prices again. We might have already reached the bottom. Now we're going to see consolidation for some time and then we're going to move to the upside. Very good logic, by the way. Banana. Banana. I like this. We're probably going to see a banana zone. Something like this. Okay, let's see. Also true. That's why we have bull traps. Hello from Sweden. Hello, hello. Great. What do you think of Kaspa? Can it reach all-time high? Cool. We are getting to another project that I'm holding, Kaspa. I'm also very bullish on Kaspa, and I think that's probably one of the most undervalued projects together with Say at this stage. And Kaspa is showing real strength right now. The market is kind of, we see some altcoins performing well, but Kaspa is one of the strongest performers right now. And if you've been watching me for some time, I told you, in 2025, some altcoins did well. Kaspa has been in a downtrend since 2024. What I said, if you guys have been watching me regularly, I told you that Kaspa is one of the projects that would perform strongest in the bear market. Once we start the bear market, just watch Kaspa expanding and growing. I did say that, and those who have listened to me, they have been accumulating in the past months, and now they're gonna be taking profits or just keep building on the positions. Kaspa has very, very solid tech. Probably no other project has this technology. This block DAC architecture and structure is very interesting for layer 1 innovation. Very scalable, very fast, and with very big community. When you're investing in projects, you want community. You want people who are interested in this project. And then on the other side, you want adoption, you want usage. And the adoption for Kaspa is a little bit slow, but has a solid team. They're working very hard, a lot of improvements, constantly building, going to events, and they are really, really grinding. And I think those guys will succeed eventually, and everyone holding Kaspa will be successful. And you can see the strength. And I did tell you, as long as we hit bear market, just watch Kaspa expanding. If it can hit all-time high, it definitely can. The chart is very healthy as of now. As you can see, all the projects, by the way, look like this. All of them. We just looked at C, same chart. We looked at Say, same chart. Everyone looks the same. Every chart looks in pretty much the same way. And definitely Kaspa can reach all-time high and above that. It's just not going to happen, in 1 month or 2 months. It would take its time. We need fresh money, we need fresh liquidity into this space. As soon as that comes, Kaspa will be a runner, and also we need adoption. You know what is holding Kaspa back a little bit? It was fair launch. Fair launch means that it's not backed up by any ventures. There is no big money coming into this. And that's the issue that we have with the market right now. Everyone is running after projects that institutions pour money into. Sometimes we need to follow where the big money goes. That's unfortunately how crypto became in the last couple of years. But eventually, projects with fundamentals will succeed. Whether it takes time, as long as the team is working hard, they just don't give up, Kaspa will succeed and can definitely reach its all-time high and go above that in the longer term. Okay, that's another one I'm pretty bullish on, and I have a very decent back, and I love the community. It's such a big community. I see here a lot of Kaspa lovers as well. Keep the good work. Thank you. Thanks, man, from Bogota. Thank you. Your content is great. I'm a Kaspa Maxi. Oh, are you? We're all Kaspa Maxis here. You are. You probably guys have bigger bags than me. I'm a Sui Maxi, but I love Kaspa. I have a very big bag. Kaspa is my favorite too. Oh no. How many Kaspa holders and Maxis here? I'm selling some of my Kaspa now. I'll buy it back, Laura. Yeah, if you're swing trading it, that's not a bad tactic actually. Just be careful because you might not see it. It would definitely consolidate because the market doesn't just move in a straight line, especially right now with so much uncertainty, so much macro data coming up. It's not going to go just like this. It will be like that. So maybe if you can take advantage of this and you want to risk it, sure, go ahead. Kaspa is what you mine to sell for more. It's not a hold. Kaspa is what you mine to sell for Bitcoin. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There is something that I always recommend is don't marry your coins. Nothing is here to stay forever. Just don't marry. Even I mean, obviously, I do the same. Like, I'm stacking Bitcoin heavily, and I always keep it as bigger percentage of my portfolio just because it's more secure, its capitalization is growing, and it's more stable. Makes the most sense is like Bitcoin, but can actually scale. I agree with this. Check out Sky, one of the crypto projects with actual revenue. Hey, welcome, Nons. Good to see you here. You're my biggest supporter, honestly. Under every video, you're the first person who would write a comment. Thank you so much for your support. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Love from South Africa. Kaspa, you're also bullish on Kaspa. Oh my god. Everyone here is a Kaspa. Maxi. But it's worth it, definitely. Kaspa is a good project. Solana on cold water staked. Cool. Me too. I'm staking my Solana. And that's one tip that I can give to all of you guys. If you're holding some projects for a longer term, make sure you're staking them because it gives you some, what is it called? You just get some capital, some money, free, not free money, but obviously you've spent the money to buy it, but you're just having some income on the side that comes from what you're holding. So just keep staking anything that you hold, especially for a longer term. Passive income, this is actually the word I was looking for. You get some passive income. Sky chart looking pretty solid. You guys are bullish on. Okay, we'll have a look at Sky shortly. Okay, let's go to the rest of the list here. We talked about all of those, and the book is tied to SUI very closely. That's a DeFi project, decentralized finance. It's the liquidity pool for SUI. So when SUI performs well, you would also have the book performing well, and If SUI moves 5%, expect the book to move 10%, double or triple, because it's much smaller market cap compared to SUI. But it's tied to the performance of SUI. Since I'm a SUI maxi, it would make sense that I also have some deep book, because I believe maybe next time I go live, or I'll make a video with some price targets for where I see projects going in this bull run. But personally, I see SUI hitting at least 20 $20 as a final, target over the next 3 years. That's my prediction for SUI. I'm very bullish on it. Maybe it would take time. It's not that quick, but actually, when I bought it 40 cents, it moved up to $5 very quickly in no time. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happens again, when more, of course, fresh liquidity comes into the space. And also, I think deep would perform very well, even on a bigger scale and much faster. We'll see much faster acceleration. Tied to SUI, as I said, deep book. If you're looking for something small market cap, more speculative gains, you can go for a deep book. It recently got listed on Coinbase, an exchange where every single project wants to get listed on, and deep book managed to secure that place. And it's listed everywhere else: Kraken, Crypto.com, BitGet, Bybit, Upbit. Only Binance is missing. If we get a Binance listing, that this could be another bullish catalyst, pushing the book further up. Okay, before we move on, you guys mentioned Sky. Is it this one? Is that the Sky you guys are looking for? Good chart, pretty decent swings. Governance token. Looks okay. Obviously, it would need a deeper research, listed everywhere. How long has it been on the markets for? Okay, since 2020. So fairly new project as well, listed everywhere on Coinbase, Binance, 1.7 billion. Not bad. It doesn't look bad actually. If you guys caught it here at the bottom, then you're in a good position. A pretty healthy chart, I would say. It's a good one. Now, we talked about... Let's see what else is on the list. Obviously, some projects... Okay, we talked about all of those. One thing that I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks is I would be adding AI project to my portfolio once we retrace. Whether that's going to be Tao, Render, Near, or Fed, I don't know yet. Tao looks pretty good to me. Very bullish recently. I don't know how many of you are actually holding Tao here already. I assume probably most of you. And I'll be buying most likely Tao. Very good project, fair launch, leading the AI projects. Very good chart. Similar to Kaspa, if you look at Kaspa, Kaspa is somewhere down here. So we can do the same swing as what Tao has done. That's probably a project that I would add to my portfolio, or maybe Fed, maybe Near, maybe some other AI project. But I think AI would be a strong narrative, not only for this year, next year, and beyond that. So make sure you have some AI projects in your portfolio. We recently added a couple of more picks to our portfolio. These are on Discord. They're smaller market cap to my layer ones, to my solid picks over here. If you want to see what I buy, what I sell, get access to real news in real data, in real time, you don't have to go anywhere else. It comes to you. That's on my Discord. You also get some exclusive content, my strategies, my watch list, my portfolio, projects that I'm buying on a regular basis, swing trades. You can join us and be part of my community. Maybe I can give you one of the picks. I'll be nice to you and I'll tell you one of the picks actually, because you're still early on that. Aster. If you guys have heard of Aster, I'm sharing that with you because actually today they released something very interesting. Aster. The speed now of this project is getting insanely high. It's becoming even more faster than Kaspa right now. Aster is a recent pick that we added on Discord, and we're already up, um, some of us, and I was one of the first people to actually catch this project again in the past. I think I've got a screenshot here of my alert on Discord that I posted. I sold 70% at $2, and I actually caught it at, I think, 40-50 cents, something like that, when it was first released. You can see here. And we sold over here for 3x, in fact. But I was just updating my members at 2.5x. So again, if you want to catch projects early, make sure that you join the community. You can make money on a regular basis, or you can even learn, listen, whatever suits you. Okay, so Aster is the other recent pick that I added. So what I did is I sold 70% of it, but we bought back recently on the dips. Why? Because they had their mainnet launch today, and that's the reason why you can see the price is spiking today. Because they released something. The network growth is wild for this project. They're offering, it's a perpetual DEX narrative, very hot for this cycle in particular. You have the competitor Hyperliquid. Probably some of you have heard of Hyperliquid, or maybe even have it, hold it. We decided to position ourselves in Aster. They're offering 1001x leverage. That's huge. And an AI integration that is pushing very, very hard. So that's another exclusive pick that I decided to give you guys. The others are on Discord. Feel free to join us and see everything. Now let's see what people are talking about before. Never heard of it though. I've heard of Sky, but never really grabbed my attention. It's a good one. I can't believe Kaspa price, right, is insane. It's the best tech. It's very undervalued. All good projects take time. Nothing just happens overnight here. You have to keep building, getting exposure. Kaspa returned every other crypto in the space. I agree with this. Yes. You can also stake it for 10-15% APY. Great. Very good. All outs are bleeding. Indeed. It's a rebrand. Yes, I did see that as well. They have migrated. Sky chart doesn't look too... Yes, it looked pretty well. Yes, YKH, I agree with this. That's what we thought in 2025. We thought that the 4-year cycle is dead, but exactly we saw a repetition of the 4-year cycle. And if we are to follow the 4-year cycle now, we're about to get one leg down, one more leg down, another big crash. Now is not the time to sell out. If you're not buying more, just chill and go touch some grass. Yes, definitely don't sell for a loss right now. I appear at the the banana zone. The banana zone never comes. It never came. The banana zone. Any love for Canton Network? I see a lot of hype around Canton Network. I don't really hold this project. Doesn't mean it's bad, of course. But I don't know. Pretty bullish chart actually. If you caught it down here, you would be up now. Pretty decent back. Listed everywhere. Oh, so it's similar to Kaspa in terms of listings. It doesn't have Coinbase or Binance yet. Interesting. Everything from the total supplies in circulation, that's great, but it has infinite supply. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Really not bad. Interesting one. I might dig it further a little bit. Looks interesting to me. A layer 1 smart contract blockchain. Solving for public network. Okay, privacy. Layer 1 and it's linked to privacy. Great. Okay, well, I'll check that later. I think it's worth checking this project, in fact. Can Kaspa go lower? It can go lower now because it jumped pretty much. So of course we can see some kind of retrace for Kaspa a little bit, but not lower than. I mean, it's kind of, if you look on the weekly or even on the monthly chart, it looks bottomed. Look at this. How low can this go? Maybe we can go to 0.20, 25 or something like this, but in general, to me Kaspa looks pretty much bottomed out. Bought a Kaspa miner, was mining. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Just buy some Kaspa and then hopefully you will be able to repay and gain rather than lose. Bought a lot of Kaspa. Exactly. If you bought Kaspa at this drop over here, below like at 0.2 cents, then you can make a sell now. If you had a pretty decent bag and you're okay with your profits, you can sell now and buy back once the market retraces. But a small percentage, yes, of course it would be a small percentage because it hasn't increased that much, to be honest. Like maybe, I think, probably around 20% for the past month or so. Okay, let's see, a lot of comments here. They are hurting me. I could have sold deep for so much profit. I did sell a bag of deep at that time. Once we hit $5, I sold my portion of my debug protocol as well. How to stake crypto? It's pretty simple, really. Kaspa, if you're like trying to stake Kaspa, you probably, because you said you're a Kaspa Mixi, if you just hold Kaspa and you're trying to stake it, the Kaspa is not a project that you can stake because it's proof of work. But you can use some other options to earn probably on other projects as well. For the proof of stake projects, Kaspa is proof of work and you can't stake that one. But anything else you can try and stake. I have a song for you. Thank you. I'll check it out later. Nacho. Oh, is that a meme on... Nacho is a meme on Kaspa, right? If you have a Tangent wallet or something, you should be able to do it directly on there. Yes, but I don't think you can stake Kaspa. If it's anything else, you can try. You can stake and yield farm. Bridging though. I sold my Tau when it pumped. I'll be buying back later. Tau had a really good pump. A lot of hype around it. I think Grayscale are also pushing it. I looked at their Twitter the other day. A very good pump for Tau. It was also similar to Kaspa fair launch. So no VC-backed institutions like Grayscale, they came in later, where retail investors had already accumulated. So sometimes you can see things can be the other way around, like with Tau. What do you think about Cubic? Had a very good pump, right? Last week. I can't type Cubic. Look at it. Wow. What I think about it, really, it's not a project that I hold or I have any intentions to hold, but It's not bad in general, but if you look when it was first launched, it reached pretty high, and since then it's been just making like lower highs. Look at this. It's in a clear downtrend since 2024. But at least it had some, some pumps here and there. But I don't think it can actually go to um, above its initial initial pump over here. But not bad. I mean, if you're just buying at the bottom and then you're not marrying it, of course, waiting for it to go to $1 as from this price, it should be okay. What is in circulation? The tokenomics are not bad. They're okay. Pretty small market cap. Listed on tier 2 exchanges. We don't have a major tier 1 listing. Tier 1 listing from tier 1 exchange listing. That's what I mean. Tier 1 are exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance. Tier 2 are all of those: Mexi, BingX, BitGet, Gate.io. We don't have that yet. It's been around since 2024. Very similar to Kaspa. Kaspa is actually listed on Kraken at least. Not bad. If you're following what the team is doing, that's very important. And if it has a strong community, which I think I've seen it already on X, it's pretty strong, then it's not a bad project. Again, don't marry. And I think I see I see Dr. Al Rayyan saying this: don't marry your coins. I agree. Love Aster C. Join the Discord family. Ariane is also in my Discord. Thank you, Ariane. Yes, guys, if you want to join, feel free to join us. It's a good community. You can learn, you can see what I buy, what I sell. Not only me, sometimes even the Discord members are doing their own thing, sharing what they buy, what they sell. Are you staking peak or planning to? I sold my peak. I don't have any peak now. Why? Because peak was released last year or 2024, end of 2024. Had a good pump. Since then it's been going down. Why I sold it? Because I think it's a little bit early for robotics. We're a little bit far from this stage, but we might see robotics coming back and being bullish in this cycle. There is no guarantee for that. This is just my reason for selling peak. It was also a very small market cap project and a little bit risky, but they are doing pretty well. There is a lot of hype building around this project, so maybe robotics as a narrative is coming back. I'll look into peak again. It's on my watch list. I might add my position back at this stage. Definitely, if you're looking to for a new narrative that you want to jump into, robotics is a very good one, and this project indeed is a good one in this in the machine economy deepen narrative. Aster will outperform Hyperliquid. I think so. 100k TPS. Yep, definitely. I think Aster has a very good potential. The banana zone has to come eventually. This makes me laugh. Europa will eventually be right. Yeah, banana zone will come eventually. One day. If it's not this month, next month. If it's not next month, the month after. If it's not the month after, maybe in 2 months. If it's not in 2 months, in 3 months. If not in 2026, wait for 2027. If not 2027, maybe in 2028. Thoughts on BlackRock new that plays out staking reward like a dividend. I don't know much about that. I have to check out. I mean, as somebody says here, BlackRock is a scam. They're trying to take over crypto just like they took over every other industry. Yeah, I do see that they are trying to take over crypto. So, as much as I like following where institutional money goes, I'm also cautious a little bit at the same time. These people are making crypto worse. Yeah, as I said, unfortunately, crypto has become a little bit driven by institutions nowadays, and also, apart from driven, also manipulated. We see a lot of manipulation happening from institutions. You can see people like Trump, even if you wish CZ, Brian Armstrong, whoever comes to your mind. I'm not going to point out different names. They can come out, say a word, pump a project, or even mention a project. That will immediately create a hype around it, and maybe even push it higher in terms of price. So that's what crypto has become a little bit like a gambling arena. Everyone is running after. I've done it as well. Sometimes when I want to buy a meme coin, I would see where does this meme coin come from. Sometimes it's from what Elon Musk says, what Elon Musk tweets, what CZ mentions, and this is what the space looks like right now. Cubic not bad, but they lied many times about their technology being superior to Kaspa. I don't know about that, but I remember there was some drama with one of the members of the Caspa team, and I think he actually moved to Cubic or something like this. Shai was his name. I don't really know about what these guys are doing. Cubic, I'm more focused on the projects that I had my conviction in from the start. I'm not a person who changes their conviction too easy. If I like something, I stuck to it until the team proves me otherwise or somebody else. And I'm not giving up on Caspa easily. BlackRock buying so much Ethereum, and even Tom Lee and Bitmine, they're buying so much Ethereum. They eventually control it, which they could never do with Bitcoin, luckily. Yes, BlackRock can't do that with Bitcoin, but you know who can do this? Do you know? Let's see if you guys know. If BlackRock can't manipulate Bitcoin, who can? Let's see what you think. There are actually two things that can create drop in Bitcoin and the whole crypto. Can you guys guess which are these two things that can crash Bitcoin? It's a solid comment here. BlackRock can't manipulate Bitcoin, but somebody can. Two things can ruin Bitcoin. Anyone can try and guess which are these two things? Okay, until you guys type, I'm going to tell you one of them. One of them is Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. He is holding pretty big part of the supply, and also there is something psychological here. If you see MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor selling, that's the point where this will create massive selling pressure. Everyone would be panicking, everyone would be selling. As soon as this happens, that will ruin Bitcoin for sure. And with that, we're going to see the altcoins also dying. That's one. The other one is knowing who actually created Bitcoin. There is a lot of speculation around that. You can see who was mentioned, like CIA. We had the Epstein files and so on. A lot of speculation around this. As soon as this becomes clear, this is another thing that can actually crash Bitcoin. Is a single entity owning so much Bitcoin is not good. The more they own, the more they control us. Yes, we can see Tom Lee. He's been buying so much Ethereum. He's even underwater. We see the same with Michael Saylor buying Bitcoin, MicroStrategy. These two people are positioning very smartly in the market right now. They can kill Bitcoin to the point where people lose trust in it. I agree, fully agree with this. If we can risk one meme coin in portfolio, what do you think? You're asking for a meme coin? For me to tell you a meme coin? Mm, I can tell you a couple of meme coins. Um, let's see how Toshi is doing. Toshi, it has a massive spike over here where influencers are pushing it like crazy, and then it dropped pretty big. Where is it listed? It got listed on Coinbase, so Toshi is not a bad one and very undervalued at this stage. Very undervalued at this stage. Toshi is a good one. Um, Honestly, it's not a very good time now to go into meme coins. I would be cautious. But Alrayan, you are on Discord, so I'll share a couple of good meme coins with you on Discord later on. But I would say just don't rely on those for the longer term. I will talk to you on Discord. I'll share with you and the rest of the community what is trending in terms of meme coins. I like fart coin. It's not a meme coin, but I think fart coin can have a decent comeback this cycle. Pepe is undervalued, yes, but it's pretty big as market cap, like 1.5 billion. It's pretty big. Pepe is a good one, but to be honest, if I'm gonna go for a meme coin, I want the meme coin to be small market cap. I wouldn't put in a. I'd rather put like it's 2 times the market cap of Kaspa. I'd rather put in Kaspa, to be honest. Trenching, yes. Ryan, don't get lost in the trenches. Be careful with the meme coins. We'll talk about meme coins on Discord later on. Satoshi and Michael Saylor. Indeed. Nuclear war. If BlackRock owns more than 50% of Ethereum, they can literally control the voting, but no matter how much Bitcoin they own, they have no control. There is risk. Crypto is a risky asset class. So whatever you do, whatever you think of, the risk is there. It's not gonna disappear. Let's face it. Hey, welcome. Let's face it, Dogecoin is most likely the only meme where you're pretty sure you can earn. All the others might go up. Never sure. Really? I have some Doge, by the way. I do own Doge. Um, but really, obviously Elon Musk has a very big influence here. And you can see this meme coin going to $1 purely based on speculation. It has some utility, so it's not a pure meme. So still definitely Dogecoin is a good one, but it's pretty big market cap already, 17 billion. So if you're looking for something to give you 10x, 50x, 100x project, Dogecoin is not the one. But definitely if you want to, if you want to have some cool meme, Doge is a good one. As I said, Elon Musk has very big influence. If he comes out now and starts speaking about Doge, this can create a lot of hype and you can see a lot of money pouring into Doge. He's a good one. Himself, Elon, and also Doge is not a bad one. Pepe has meme coins. Meme coins don't have value. Yes, they're purely based on hype, based on speculation. They create this kind sense, this sense of culture, sense of community, of belonging, which is cool. But at the end of the day, um, you're not here to make friends, right? You're here to make money. So get your bag, stack it. Once it's full, dump it, like sell it. um, it's cool to be part of a community, but at the end of the day, you can't be there just sitting with your Pepe back just because of the community, right? If you're looking at memes, everything has been obliterated, so just get the top ones: Doge, Pepe, Ship, Fartcoin. I agree with this, yes. And if you want, of course, you can get into small market cap memes, but be careful and don't wait for, 100x, 10x. That's not, that's a big risk, and just you might never recover your money after that. Meme coins are gambling. I always recommend not having more than 5% allocation to meme coins from your portfolio. 5%, maybe 10% if you wish, if you're really, experienced. But if you're just starting now, limit this to 5%, not more than that. You can make money with them, but good luck catching the wave. Yes, indeed. What do you think of? Let's have a look. HCN. Interesting one. Doesn't look bad at first glance. Good spike over here back in January. Holders, market cap, pretty small market cap. Listed. Okay. What is it about? In an infrastructure for a multi-asset scalable ledger. Is the team mentioned? Honestly, it doesn't look bad, and it's listed to on Coinbase, Mexit, the tier 2 exchanges. And when was that launched? Oh, back in 2022. Okay, so it's been around for some time. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, it doesn't mean that it won't go back up. Surely it can go back up, and it will, because it's accessible through a lot of exchanges. But there are a lot of new projects nowadays that are much better, much faster, more scalable, and better teams, better technology. So these old projects to me are a little bit dead. Again, as I said, doesn't mean that they can't go up, but really don't expect 100x or 200x. As I can see, even at the start, it has had a pretty bad dump. Even if I put let's have this chart over here in this way. A pretty sharp drop at the start. So to me, it's a little bit dead, to be honest. But again, you're here at the bottom, so if you buy, it doesn't mean that you won't make any money. Of course you can. It's just a matter of how much. These old projects are now forgotten. Only very few projects like XRP, Solana that have been through a few cycles would still have retail investors coming back to those. Everything else is following the fresh projects, the better projects where even institutions are going to. Well, it doesn't look like a bad one, if I have to be honest. It's just not something that I would personally be interested in or go for. Pretty solid. Facts. It's better to invest in established memes with higher market cap. I agree. If Satoshi comes back, we are all gone. Crypto, forget about crypto. Do you think XRP still has a use case? XRP will stay because it's already established, very well community. It has interest from institutions as well. XRP will stay. I think it's not going to be made redundant. It would stay, and it would still have the hype around it. It's top 4 at the end of the day. Getting out of the top 10 is not very easy. It still has a use case, and it will still be valid moving forward. And I think it's a good project to hold. I don't hold it, by the way, but I don't think it's a bad one. Similar to Solana, they're in the top 5. I mean, Solana is now, if we remove the stable coins over here, Solana and XRP, BNB. If you if you think that you don't want to hold Bitcoin or Ethereum, then XRP, BNB, or Solana are your next choices. So far, one of the best lives video I've been. Really? I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are liking this. I'll be coming live more often moving forward. So I'll make sure that you guys are aware of this and you can pop up, ask me any questions, express any opinions. Everything is valid and everything is appreciated. Thank you. You have to, there is something you can point at, and I say I want to hold this forever. This will be used as a currency. I agree. And there is this saying for a reason: don't marry your bugs. Nothing is here to stay forever. Everyone in this space is here for themselves. No one will think, oh, I don't want to sell because he's my friend and he's holding it and I don't want to disappoint him. Everyone is here for themselves at the end of the day to make money and look at their lives. Nobody's coming to save you. As harsh as it sounds. Crypto is not mature enough yet. The agenda bullshit push there. Yeah, with the digital currencies. Digital euro, digital dollar. Let's see. I think this is coming live in 2028 or 27 if I'm not wrong. So we have another year or two to see how things go. Interesting. 27th, what? March. I'll be careful with Onyx. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but I don't know. It's not something that I would be interested in. Let's not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Yes, guys, if you like this, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, hit the bell, the notification, so you can see when I'm live, when I'm posting. Go and comment under my videos. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you hate. I'll be happy to hear that. Ethereum. Oh, XRP is as valid as the current regulators believe. I agree with this. It's also insanely centralized, and when I get old one day, it will be the biggest scam ever. Yes, there is no guarantee. I mean, this can happen with any project. Even if you look at Solana, Solana is also heavily centralized, and this is why we had these big. Every cycle it goes to $200, it crashes to $8. Look at the start. That's because, of course, it had some unlocks to do. Now everything is in circulation, so it's not. We're not going to see that much of dumping anymore in terms of Solana, but a lot of projects are still centralized, although everyone talks about decentralization. Can happen with any project, but yes, this is what we can observe with XRP. It's a valid point. XRP. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not holding XRP, but I think it's not a bad one. Just a hype marketing machine. Sometimes you gotta follow the big money until they. But yeah, you said when you get old. I don't know, of course, how old you are and how when you're gonna feel old, but really, I don't think we should marry our bugs. XRP had a very decent bump last year. I remember it was trending. It went, if you look on the monthly chart, it was sitting at 50 cents for such a long time, for years, and suddenly it went to $3.50. If you didn't sell at that time, I'm sorry, but you are playing this game wrong. You should have definitely, not you in particular, agentic today, anyone else holding XRP. If you have been holding from 25 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, you should have sold at $3.50. That was a very good opportunity. Just Richard. Okay. Do you have any opinion about ICP? Honestly, I don't like ICP. I'll tell you why now. Look at the chart. Unfortunately, the team of ICP turned out to be a little bit greedy because they dumped very badly at the start of this project. When you have this kind of, so much hype, such a big community, and you dump on them from the start, just look at the first three candles. That was insider selling. Who else would be selling? And when you hurt the trust from the start, how can you invest in this project again? Trust is already broken. Once trust is broken, you can't repair it, right? And this is what we saw with ICP. Maybe it's not a bad project in terms of technology, but I don't think a lot of people would be interested in this project anymore. Especially, it still has the hype of retail investors who have been holding it since the start, but the insider selling really hurt this project from day one. It could have been really successful, but unfortunately, this is what we saw. Do you think NFTs will have another run? They look pretty dead, NFTs. But NFTs are culture, digital art. If you look at anything in life, like let's say any kind of clothing that has been relevant 10 years ago from our parents or somebody else, for example, these trousers that have like very wide, they're just white trousers, very wide in the legs. They were famous once upon a time or popular, and then for a long time nobody was wearing them. Just recently, last year, it became trendy again. So we can see the same thing happening with the NFTs. Narratives come and go. They don't stay forever. And I always say trend narratives and invest in technology. You can trade narratives, AI, whatever, but you are investing in fundamentals and you're investing in technology. You should make the difference between these two terms, investing and trading. Investing and trading. Invest in technology and trade narratives. And if these can come back, they can be back again. I just don't know when, to be honest. Ask RuPaul. Yeah, he's very big on NFTs. ICP is a rug. I see this comment. Logical away from dream XRP price reach. Yeah, I think XRP can actually make 3 to 7x in this cycle. Yes. Who is ready to sell their house to go all in on Firecoin? Honestly, I know somebody who did this. They didn't sell their house, but they really went very heavy on Firecoin with a lot of leverage trading it, and they lost. They got liquidated on a big dump. Unfortunately, this is what happened. But I feel like Firecoin will come back this cycle. Looks pretty healthy to me and bullish. But yeah, this is what happened. Imagine selling your house. A Firecoin will outperform Bitcoin, really. At some point, I thought this was possible. There was so much hype around Firecoin. So much hype. Really, it was launched, look, at 0.30 cents. It reached $2.50. Had a massive run. At some point, I thought this coin will overtake everything. Imagine we buy bread with fart coins. I wouldn't be surprised, really. We can see that at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. Not with fart coin, but with Bitcoin, Solana, maybe. Maybe in the future. Philip here, but Sarah fart coin will rip. Hey, Philip, welcome. Yeah, I did say that. I just said that. I think Firecoin has some potential. I think it will come back. ICP is a rock indeed. Okay, well, I think we'll probably stop it here, guys, and I'll come back again live on Thursday. I will make an alert for all of you. Make sure you have some questions ready, some discussion, and we can look into the markets again. By that time, we'll have the outcome of the FOMC, the Fed decision. I can tell you probably we're not going to see a rate cut, but we can discuss what Powell said, what his tone was, and you'll see how this was reflected on the markets. In the meantime, just stay locked in, lock in, be prepared for any case, and just stay strong. If you're feeling any kind of pain, just ignore the markets, close the app, go for a walk, go see your friends, watch movies, whatever you like. Thank you guys for being here. Your channel, your channel is, that's a very good closing comment. I love it. Thank you. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.